So going to the Sunday slate, Eagles at the Browns. The sign open up, Browns -3. It's still 3, although it's 3.5 in some books. The Eagles were a huge disappointment last week. The Sharps were all over them, and the Eagles lost outright to the Giants. So who do you like in this game?
Yeah, how about the Giants? They're looking pretty good for our NFC East winner pick right now.
18-1.
hey, that's you getting that is pretty incredible at this point, because it's pretty much anyone's game, but the Giants are the ones trending in the right direction. But anyway, they're on bye this week. So back to the Eagles. The Eagles, they just look bad. I mean, they can't block. Carson Wentz looks terrified when he's out there, and I don't blame him. He's been sacked more than any other quarterback in the league. As a result, he's thrown the ball too quickly or made rash decisions because he's afraid of the pass rushers coming, and so he has the most interceptions in the league too. So it's just been an awful year for the Eagles. You and I kind of saw that they were going to be worse than people expected when their offensive line was missing 3 people in the opener, but it's gotten worse, and I do think that. I do think that they will be competitive in some games, but I'm just not willing to trust them at this point. That said, I also don't really trust the Browns right now. They did not play very well against the Texans through the air without Odell Beckham Jr. Granted, one game was in an awful wind and rainstorm against the Raiders, but they have barely done anything through the air since Odell Beckham got hurt, save for the actual game that he got hurt during. And last week it was against the Texans defense that hadn't been great. And granted, they got Bradley Roby back, so that helped them a bit. But, I mean, they're going to have to run the ball if they're going to be successful. And that's the only reason they beat the Texans. And it was just barely, and they scored only 10 points. So I'm not in love with the Browns. I do think they should cover against the Eagles because the Eagles don't have a very good secondary, and they're not very good at defending tight ends. So I think Cleveland's going to have to use the likes of Austin Hooper and maybe get Harrison Bryant and David Njoku involved more. They have to find a real replacement for their now number 2 target on the offense because you just have Jarvis Landry, and that was pretty much it last week. So they need the tight ends to step up to be successful. I'm going to be on the Browns in this one at -3 just because I do think they're better than the Eagles and they have the defensive line ability to pressure the team. I don't know how much I'm going to bet on them, though. I'm just a little skeptical of their offense right now, so I don't want to, bet 3 and then see like them put up 13 points and the Eagles somehow beat them. So I'm going to be on the Browns, but I'm not sure going to bet it.
Yeah, I wouldn't read too much into that Browns-Texans game because that had like really fierce wins as well. I think the wins were even stronger in that game than they were in the Raiders game. So the Browns really haven't had a chance to air it out. And I don't know what the weather's going to be like yet. It's kind of too far out to know. But I would think that they're going to have a lot better success against the Eagles. The Eagles have a lot of issues in their secondary and their linebacking core. So I think the Browns will do well, get Austin Hooper involved. As you said, Njoku. I think Kareem Hunt as a pass catcher out of the backfield should do well against the Eagles linebackers. And then you have Carson Wentz, he's not playing well at all. Like I know that the pressure is getting to him, and he saw a lot of heat against the Giants, which is weird because the Giants don't even have a good pass rush. But the Browns have a better pass rush, so they should apply more pressure on him. And then, like Wentz, even when he had time, he was overthrowing his receivers. Like he just does not look like the same quarterback. He's not reading the field correctly. I don't know what's going on with him either. Like we're talking about 2 quarterbacks, Russell Wilson and Wentz, who just seem checked out mentally. Like I don't know what's going on with them. Like Wentz, this has been like the entire year with Wentz. Like instead of like Wilson, who's been a couple games. So I like the Browns as well. Last week I was on the Texans because I thought if the game's close, I think Deshaun Watson could pull it out, and he threw the backdoor cover. If you got the +3.5, but I don't feel the same way about Wentz. Like Wentz is not on the same level with Deshaun Watson. So, I'm going to be on Cleveland. I will bet this game if it's -3. If it's -3.5, I'll probably stay away.
Yeah, I had seen -3.5 as the number earlier, so that was kind of making me shy away from it. I'm a little more confident in Cleveland now that you say there were wins in that game because I could not tell when I was watching. I'm really, really bad at telling weather from watching things. Like I'll be like, oh yeah, it doesn't look like it's raining there during the Patriots-Ravens game, and then it's like this monsoon comes in. I'm like, oh, okay, it is raining. So I get tricked by the cameras a lot. But okay, if it was windy in Cleveland, then I'll give them the benefit of the doubt one more time because they are on paper better than Philly, and I think you're right. Carson Wentz, there's something wrong there. I don't know if he needs he might need like not even necessarily a head coaching change, but he might need a new voice in the quarterback room or something to help him out there. We see those kind of small changes make a big impact a lot. So it'll be interesting to see what they do if he continues to struggle, though.
Yeah, I think he misses Frank Reich a lot. I looked at the weather report heading into that game, and it said dangerously windy. I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound good. Anyway, next game.